up, everybody? Welcome to the Cheese Talk podcast. I'm your host, Brian. Tonight, I am joined by Aaron, aka Cheesehead Nerd, on X. And tonight, we're going to be talking about something I followed when I was younger, but I was telling Aaron off air that the last I remember of wrestling kind of was the when Hogan joined the NWO. So that was many, many moons ago.
Long time ago.
But before I get that, our guest, I want to give a shout out to the Ope Network for giving me the umbrella, the podcast under their umbrella, I guess, whatever. The Ope Network, they are 28 followers away from reaching their goal of 523 before they give away an 8x10 signed Jair Alexander photo. Seems like a number keeps on getting down and down and down, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I look at, I do a podcast and do the shout out and look at how many they got, I can't remember when they were like 100 and some away or something like that. But, but yeah, they're gaining traction for sure. And they had Tom Grossi on the other day, so that's cool.
Yep. I listened to that. I listened to that episode earlier. That was some good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. You ever watch any of my episodes?
Occasionally.
Okay.
I'm good.
That's good.
I'm gonna all the time. Between work and planning wedding stuff, I don't have a lot of time for a lot of things. So
yeah, that's fine.
Dealing with car stuff right now too. So
yeah.
So.
Life can come fast sometimes.
Yeah.
So what is your experience and what is your background with wrestling? When did it start for you?
It started for me when I was a little kid, and I would always watch it with my dad when I was little. I remember the earliest memories I can remember were with Undertaker and Kane, Brothers of Destruction, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon when he was still all jacked and wrestling in the ring too, and the AAA, like the Attitude Era, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, all those guys. And then I kind of stopped watching it around middle school because that's when so many people were like, "Oh, wrestling is fake," blah blah blah, and I kind of got that in my head, and so I stopped kind of watching it for a while, and I got back into it a couple years ago. It was WrestleMania 38. I got back into it, and I've been pretty much watching it full time since. So,
yeah, I remember like back in the day, like people always say, "Oh, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake," but it's like it takes a lot of choreography, and still takes. You got to be an athlete to do some of those stunts,
I like so people that want to say that, like I like to put them through a table and then ask them like, "Hey, does that feel fake to you?"
Yeah, I mean, look at was it Mankind, Cactus Jack, whatever the hell he was, jumping on top of the cage through the table on the side, and that there's a lot of that stuff could kill people.
Yeah. No, thank you. I get professional wrestlers a lot of credit for the crazy stuff they do.
It was Cactus Jack, then it was what, Mankind? Wasn't it Dude Love?
Dude Love, yeah, the hippie one. Either way, love that. I remember that. I remember Mankind too.
Which one I was a kid. What character had the sock? Mr. Socko.
That was Cactus Jack, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was just that guy in general. He just always had Socko, but I remember even with Mankind, he would use Socko.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
I remember as a kid with my two brothers staying up. Was it Friday night or Saturday night? Main Event used to be on. That was back in like the day. Like I don't even know if you were born yet. It's probably like in the early 90s.
I was born in 92.
Okay, so you probably wouldn't remember it if it was like, you know,
Mhm.
early to mid 90s. But yeah, we used to stay up to watch the WWF main event. And we used to watch it, was it Saturday mornings would be on. And I remember Brother Love when he used to have a show. Like it was a show on the channel, and
Mhm.
it was like when Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels are the Rockin' Rockers, I think they were.
Hmm.
And I remember, was it Shawn Michaels did Sweet Chin Music to Marty? Yeah, it's just a bunch of fond memories of wrestling growing up as a kid, going to the Blockbuster movie gallery or whatever the hell it was to get the latest WrestleMania video they put out, or the wrestling whatever pay-per-view event that, you know, we didn't watch, that we'd watch it on tape and have like a this is something that brought my family together, was watching that. And my brothers and I would always try doing like the figure four on each other and trying to do wrestling moves.
My brother and I would Stone Cold Stunner each other on the trampoline when we were kids.
Yeah,
and just he would do the full Undertaker choke slam, just slam me on trampoline. I just bounce right up.
Yeah,
it was good times. Good times.
Yeah, but now it's how do you think, what direction do you think it's going now?
It's going a little. It's right now. It's kind of more of a mix of like the new, some new and a lot of old school, like Attitude Era ish style. Because now it's getting to the era where pretty soon they're going to be on Netflix, and once they hit Netflix, it's uncensored. There's going to be a lot of content they can push with that. There's going to be a lot of swearing, a lot of blood, maybe some nudity now. I don't know, but it's going to be uncensored.
So wrestling's going towards Netflix?
Raw is actually. Raw Monday Night Raw will be on Netflix as of, I believe, January of next year.
Like live or recorded?
Like I'm pretty sure it'll still be live, but it'll be streaming from Netflix.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
And that'll be interesting once it hits that. So,
yeah, that's gonna be crazy to see, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always remember like watching, and you know, people would come out and they'd have stuff like shoved in their tights, and they'd put it in their fist, and they go up and punch somebody and throw it out of the ring, or you know, this. Then you look back and you know how it's all like choreographed, and it's just crazy. It's
all entertainment. So yeah. like if anyone wants like an explanation on what wrestling is, it's choreographed fighting with stunts. Some of the stuff is fake. Any of the stunt work, really, like tables sometimes getting hit by chairs, is completely real. But it's all, but there is acting in it, and it's for entertainment purposes. Is why, like, you see some professional wrestlers like The Rock, John Cena, and now even like Batista. He's dabbled in acting quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's all for entertainment.
Yeah, I besides Hogan, I think my favorite wrestler would be The Undertaker. I liked him.
It's hard for me to pick a favorite just because there's so many good ones. There are a lot of good ones. There are a lot of good ones that I grew up with. I loved Kane. I actually let me grab it. I actually have Kane's autograph. I got to meet Kane last year. There was a wrestling event that I got to go to with a friend, with a couple friends, because she had a brother who was in this wrestling event, and they had a meet and greet with Kane, and
awesome.
I got to meet the guy, and I can do the Undertaker eye trick, like I can roll my eyes back like Undertaker.
Yeah.
And so I even asked him, I'm like, hey, can I show you the trick? Like, because I can do the trick 100%. He let me do it, and he's like, he's like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm like, I'm holding on to that memory forever.
Right.
That was really cool. That was really cool.
Yeah.
He was a real cool guy too. Like really easy to talk to.
Wasn't he like the governor of somewhere or
He's
Minnesota or
he's the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm thinking of Ventura, Minnesota, right?
maybe.
Jesse the Body Ventura. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's a bit fuzzy, but I recognize the name.
Yeah, he was some office I think was in Minnesota. But yeah, Kane, it's crazy that he has that spot in Tennessee in government, but they all have a life outside of wrestling. Some go positive, some go down the wrong road, and
Some just make a whole life for themselves outside of it. Some still are involved with it. Like you see, Undertaker popped up on the last WrestleMania in the main event. That no one was expecting it either because everybody was anticipating that it was going to be Stone Cold. That was going to be the old veteran that was going to show up. And instead, then you hear the gong go off and my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
So.
Do you watch the pay-per-views?
I watch all of them.
Yeah.
If I can. Yeah. Because I got Peacock, so any live events, I'm on it.
Yeah. Now, if it's, you're gonna have to educate me on this. So if it's like WrestleMania and it's pay-per-view, you can still watch it on Peacock.
It's primarily off of Peacock. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to pay for it if you have Peacock.
I mean, you have to pay for Peacock.
Yeah, you have to pay for Peacock, but then the WrestleMania and stuff is free.
Yeah, you don't have to pay any extra. Yeah,
that's crazy. We had Peacock, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Peacock's not even that expensive. It's like $6-7 a month. It's nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But then I also pay for YouTube TV so I can watch Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown every week. So
yeah,
gotta pay extra for that. So,
yeah, we have Hulu. Well, yeah, wrestling. Yeah, even like on A&E, they have like the legends like behind the scenes. I don't know if you ever watched that before, where they like document.
I watched some of it.
Just to see what the body goes through, and even the Undertaker, his daily routine is just crazy. Like how beat up his body is, and everything else. And his wife was a wrestler too, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember her. I'm trying to remember the name. Oh, geez, this is escaping me. But yeah. His wife's I believe his wife is a Hall of Fame wrestler too. She doesn't appear often. She doesn't appear often anymore either. And the last time she made an appearance was the Royal, not this last year's Royal Rumble, but the year before. She made a surprise appearance at the Royal Rumble. In the Royal Rumble.
Michelle McCool.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Yeah. And they have I think they have a couple kids, 2 daughters, I believe.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I remember you're talking about Kane, and Undertaker, the whole brother thing. For a while, you actually believe they're actually brothers, just the way they had the story presented.
That was going on when I was a kid, so for me, I believed that they were brothers for the longest time.
Yeah.
until I grew up, and eventually I realized, wait, they look nothing alike.
Yeah.
What? Then again, Kane wore a mask a good chunk of his career, so
yeah, that's crazy. Now, was that hair real?
No. The hair, his hair was a mask. It was part of the mask.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because because he has buzz hair now, doesn't he? Shaved.
Yeah. But he keeps his hair relatively short.
Yeah.
He used to completely go bald even. After he revealed after he had a face reveal, he would go bald headed. He went bald headed for a while. Yeah. The long hair, the long hair. That's all fake.
Okay.
That was fake.
I always thought that was real.
I thought so too. Again, I was a kid. It's all part of the entertainment. So,
Yeah. Sometimes entertainment can go wrong too.
oh yeah,
Like what happened to Owen Hart.
yeah. That's a touchy one.
Yeah.
Mm.
That and yeah, it's just crazy. Some of the stories you hear from some of these wrestlers, and I mean, even look at I know it's not Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. Is that who it is? Scott Hall, like his battle with like alcoholism and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I mean, like a lot of those like old timers that I grew up watching are all passing away, and even like Eddie Guerrero and Benoit. It's just crazy. It's like some of the stuff that like you get it. Some people get addicted to like painkillers and whatnot, and go down the wrong road. And who
that's some for some it's just part of the business. Sometimes it's just unfortunate.
yeah.
Some of them they just can't handle. Some of them they just can't handle life after WWE, like because they're so used to the rigorous routines and getting brutally beat, and by the time they reach a certain age and they have to retire, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So
I think my favorite high flyer I think was Macho Man from the top rope, his elbow drop.
I love Rey Mysterio.
Does he now?
He's still in it.
Is he? Doesn't he?
Mhm.
Is it now? Isn't there like another Mysterio in there too?
Dominic,
any
his son.
relation?
Yeah. Dominic Mysterio. Yeah. He's in it.
Is that really his son, or is that just acting?
That's really his son.
Okay.
That's really his son. Yeah, because I remember that there were times where even when he was a kid, they would bring that they brought him in. Even at one point, him and Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, they did a whole bit of who is Dominic's actual father, Rey or Eddie Guerrero, and they had a ladder match for it. I'm not joking. You can look it up. It's a real thing. Rey Mysterio. It was literally a custody of Dominic ladder match. Rey Mysterio won.
Well, of course.
For the spoiler alert, but that match happened about 20 years ago, so it's not really much of a spoiler for wrestling fans.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I was watching that legend. Was it that whatever on A&E, and it had the feud between, I forgot which wrestler it was, when like people that were leaving like the WWF and going to the WCW, and just like the stuff that was involved behind the scenes there, and just a matter of people wanting to be like the big shot in whatever corporation that they're in. If they weren't getting it someplace, or if they weren't getting it at their current spot, they wanted to go somewhere else and get it. I just can't remember. And I think like Lex Luger was involved. Former Packer. Lex Luger. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like I said, I'm not too brushed up on my wrestling, but I know some of the stuff from back in the day. Yeah. Like the Ultimate Warrior and the old Sting, the Hart Foundation, Ric Flair,
Steiner Bros.
That fucker's still around too. Steiner Brothers, Demolition.
Rick Steiner's son is now in WWE.
Is he?
He's real name is Bronson Steiner, but he goes by the name Braun Breaker. And he looks just like
that's his son.
Braun Breaker is Rick Steiner's son.
Okay.
He looks just like him.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll watch like Raw or whatever on Friday nights. Is it Friday nights that wrestling's on too?
Yeah, that's SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, I'll watch it every once in a while and just kind of have it on in the background and whatever. But I don't know. It's still like you said. It's entertainment. It's for people to watch and enjoy, and you know, even for me, like if it's on in the background, it's still. I'll pick up every once in a while and watch a match or just watch the girls fight.
Yeah. My fiance gets. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my fiance will give me a hard time sometimes because I'll watch the female matches, but then she'll get all goo goo gaga over some of the men, and I'm like, okay. Like Cody Rhodes. I mean, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan. She loves Cody Rhodes too. She thinks Cody Rhodes is hot as fuck. I'm like, I'm not gonna. That's my boy. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What's the best match you think you've watched?
I don't know. There's been a lot of good matches. I really enjoyed this last year's WrestleMania. The main event they did between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. That was incredible because it was so many twists and turns. Solo Sikoa, part of the Bloodline, interfering. John Cena came in mid-match, helped out. Like I said before, Undertaker surprise came and helped, and the Rock was in it too, and that was insane. Another big one that stands out to me was a recent one from last year's WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood, which it was a tag team match for the undisputed tag titles, and it was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos, and it was just an incredible back forth match. Didn't know who was gonna win, and it was just nuts. And the way I had to watch it. I had to watch it on my phone because I was out with family for my soon to be for my fiance's. It was my fiance's stepfather's birthday. We were out for, and I was watching it on my phone. And we were heading back home actually when the match concluded and Sami Zayn KO won. And I just lost it. It was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say much else. Go on.
I was gonna say the most memorable match that I watched is probably when Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant. That dude was huge. You ever see the picture of him holding a can of beer?
Yeah.
How small?
Think there's more hand than beer.
Yeah, and then some of the stories about how much beer he could drink in one night.
He has the record for it for most beers consumed in one sitting. He still holds it, and it's not even.
How many was it?
I don't remember. But it was a lot. It was a lot. I don't think anyone, unless somebody of similar nature and size, can come along and try to outbeat that. But I doubt it. It's rare. It's rare that you find somebody that's that big in stature that can have that tolerance. But that's part of why he has that tolerance is because he's such big bodied.
Yeah.
So, but it's still that has to take a lot though to have that tolerance to drink that much and not die.
Yeah, I'm reading up on it right now. Trying to quick find 119 beers in 6 hours. That is crazy.
That sounds like alcohol poisoning for most people.
Yeah.
It is alcohol poisoning for most people.
Yeah.
That's.
Even then they bring in the Giant. You know, he's big enough. He's 7'4", saying he's Andre the Giant's kid. Weren't they? Weren't they saying that or no?
Not that I remember.
Okay, maybe I got that mixed up. My fault. See, that's how uneducated I am on wrestling nowadays.
There's been plenty of other big guys in the WWE, like the Great Khali. That dude was massive.
Yeah.
The Big Show.
Yeah,
That's a huge dude. Still a huge dude.
That's what I'm talking about, Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they tried passing him off as Andre's kid or something like that. No,
Maybe they did, but honestly, I was too young to remember.
I don't quote me.
I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, I remember the NWO forming, like Hogan and Razor Ramon and Kevin Nash. And you have like Sting, and it was just crazy like for a while. Then you had like Dennis Rodman was in there. It was just you think back and you think like when I was a kid, like wrestling was like, I guess now you think about it, was a big part of my life growing up, and it was just like I said, it brought the family together, and we all sat down on a weekend and we went to Hollywood Video or whatever the hell it was called, and we rented the most recent WrestleMania or Survivor Series or whatever it was, and we all sat around the TV and popped in the VHS tape into the VHS and into the VCR, and VCRs that's a shot in the dark, isn't it? That's I still got one. I don't use it though. I got one downstairs.
I haven't owned one in forever.
Yeah.
So that's
what who is your favorite wrestler now, like that you like to watch?
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes
for sure.
Okay.
So that's another big one for me. LA Knight.
Okay.
It's another big one. Rey Mysterio, like I said, Rey Mysterio is still around, and he's always been one of my favorites too. So
I was watching a show on The Miz. Was it yesterday? The Miz, whatever he is.
Miz and Mrs. I think it's called Miz and Mrs. Something like that.
Yeah, it was just like a little. I think it was that A&E, and it was just like a little history on him, and that was kind of interesting to watch, like how he was as a kid, and he was on The Real World, New York.
Yep.
And, he got like made up a character, The Miz, while he was there, and that's all they called him. And he got back home from The Real World, and every bar he'd go to, people were like, "Oh, do the Miz, do the Miz, do the Miz," like talk like him and everything. And eventually, he ended up making it big. But yeah, it's crazy when you read or you watch some of these documentaries on these wrestlers and like their past, like even like Ric Flair, his history, and just crazy to look back and take a trip back in time with some of the people you grew up watching, But yeah, who's your favorite female wrestler?
Like currently or all time?
All time.
I would say if I were to say currently would be Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss are up there. As for all time, it's harder to pick all time because even when I was a kid, it's not like there were a lot of big female wrestlers other than like Chyna. I remember watching Chyna as a kid.
Yeah.
And even Chyna, Stephanie McMahon, but she didn't even wrestle that much. Beth Phoenix. Love Beth Phoenix. Love that she's married to Edge in real life. That's awesome. Stacy Keibler was really cool. There's not, as I said, for at least for me, there wasn't too many. Trish Stratus, that's another big one.
Tori Wilson. What about Sable.
I can't say I remember that one.
She was oh my god. She was a ring manager for was it like Mark Merrow, I think. Now you got me looking up this stuff on internet. Sable. Yeah, some of these wrestlers I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. She was a wrestler too. She was a blonde, but she was popular back in the day. Just trying to think. What's your favorite kind of match to watch? Do you like the ladder matches? Do you like Money in the Bank? Do you like Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumbles are a big one for me.
Yeah.
I was watching. I was actually watching a Royal Rumble before this, just to give myself a little refresher. I was watching. I just was just scrolling YouTube, and a 2014 Royal Rumble pulled up. I'm like, all right, I'll watch this. Why not? I'm about to talk about it anyway. So, Royal Rumbles. I mean, I'm not opposed. There's not many matches that I'm really opposed to. There's so many good ones. Extreme Rules is fun. Triple threat matches. Hell in a Cell are fun.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cells are so much fun, especially when you have two guys that have to have really good chemistry together.
Yeah.
Like, or just even just having the last Hell in a Cell that I remember was one of the last ones I remember was they did Edge did one at last year's WrestleMania 39. It was Edge versus Demon Finn Balor, and Edge did a whole bit where he did a devil costume, and he had devil wings made to go with his outfit, and had this like sparkled mask, like a sparkled skull mask that he wore for his entrance, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
And so and it was a good match on top of it too. Yeah. So
yeah, I should get into watching wrestling more. It'd make the days go by.
It does. It definitely helps. It definitely helps. So you can have that nice 2-3 hour distraction from life.
Yeah. Even the kids like watching it too. You know. My boy were at for one of his birthday presents. He got a gift card to like Walmart, so we were at Walmart, and he ended up getting. Is there an AEW or ECW?
It's AEW, All Elite Wrestling.
He got one of those video games, and that was for the PS4. And that game was pretty cool. We're all playing it, and so my kids are in the wrestling somewhat too. And like when John Cena was hosting Shark Week, and my 7-year-old was like, John Cena, I can't believe it! I can't believe he's on Shark Week! I can't believe it! So that was pretty. But yeah, they're getting to find their niches on what they watch on TV. It's kind of cool to see them kind of like lean towards what I did when I was a kid. You know. Granted, I didn't have SpongeBob or Rock, Paper, Scissors. Do you ever see that show on TV? Rock, Paper, Scissors? It's like it's okay. You're lucky. And what's the other one? Big City Greens. They like to watch.
I don't know that one either.
No. But you know SpongeBob, I know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't he have a new season come out?
They have they got new stuff coming out all the time. It's still going.
Yeah.
I occasionally will watch some live episodes. I don't know anymore though what's new or not, unless I haven't watched it before, then I just assume it's new. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I like watching SpongeBob. It's fun.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Some of the episodes have gotten weird though. Like really, really weird. Like things you never would expect from the early days. Like there was one episode I watched where they had Sandy make this like they were trying to come up with some kind of new patty, and Sandy comes up with this like scientifically made patty, but it turned everybody into zombie Krabby Patties.
That's crazy.
Literally walking zombie Krabby Patties, and I'm just like, and this is still a kid show.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, they got him an adult watching this one.
Yeah, it's just hilarious watching SpongeBob. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, agreed. Absolutely. I quote my fiance and we quote it all the time.
Yeah.
The shirt that I have the shirt of Patrick saying his mayonnaise instrument. We literally have matching shirts of that.
Yeah.
So love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up because I don't have much more to talk about in wrestling. It was a pleasure. When I have Chair Shot Sports on, we gotta get a date pinned down, and I'll let you know, and we'll do a 3-person. You guys can go back and forth, and I'll kind of just chime in when I can, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me tonight, Aaron. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me, Brian. Always a pleasure.
Where can people find you?
You can find me at cheesehead_nerd on X. Or you can find me at Ohana Packers on TikTok.
You can find me there too. I post videos as well.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.